Hello everyone, Josh Birch here, and before we get into the interview with Daryl Davis and Daryl Williams, the other brothers, I wanted to remind you that the other brothers will be lecturing at MAXX SouthWest later this week. This is a 2-day magic-filled event held on March 15th and 16th, 2019. MAXX SouthWest will be held in Dallas, Texas, and is limited to only 300 attendees. Make sure that you register quick before it's too late. Joining the other brothers, we will have incredible magicians and creators, including Garrett Thomas, Michael Weber, Brent Braun, Diamond Jim Tyler, and Dan Harlan. If you want to learn from these guys and get a lot of exclusive time with them, you've got to act fast. In the unfortunate event that you are watching this after MAXX SouthWest, keep your eyes peeled for future Penguin events and register early. Dates are up on penguinmagic.com for St. Petersburg, Florida, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with more to come in the near future. Today I am talking with the other brothers, Daryl Davis and Daryl Williams. These guys have been creating magic together for many years, with upwards of 20 products available on the market today. They have also consulted with some incredible magicians, including Justin Flom and Shimshi. You are seeing some of that work on the screen right now. During this interview, I talk with them about their creative process, what it's like working together, and what they're going to do that is exclusive to MAXX SouthWest. I'll apologize up front. On receiving the footage from the interview, it looks like it was cropped down significantly. So, for much of the video, you only get to see half of their faces. Hopefully it's not too much of a distraction, but it's all the more reason to come out and see their entire faces live at MAXX. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video. Creating magic isn't always glamorous, and the creative process can yield mixed results. The other brothers have pulled back the curtain on that process, and as a special treat, have included a bit of a blooper reel showing things when they haven't quite gone as planned. That video will play right after the interview. With that, here are the other brothers. Alrighty, so I am here with the Daryls, the other brothers.
What's up, guys?
Here we are. Yeah, and I was just curious, how are you guys doing?
So good.
Yeah.
Super tired. We worked all day, but now we're here, and it's our last thing. It's our Friday, even though it's Saturday, but we're super excited.
We get a party tonight.
Awesome. So I think most everybody knows who you guys are. You've been around the block a little bit. Just for some of the people who are less informed, who are the other brothers?
We're just two guys who get to do magic for a living.
Yeah.
And we do so many to make a living in magic. You can either stick to one thing and do it really, really well, or you can do a bunch of different things. And we kind of take the approach of doing a bunch of different things as much as we can do, whether it's building, consulting, creating, lecturing, releasing products, performing. Like, we do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, but everyone's probably gonna know us from our products. That's what we're famous for. The rest of the stuff we do behind the scenes.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys have worked with some of the best out there, like Shimshi, Justin Flom. I'm sure the list is long and.
Yeah, so we're not always allowed to say who we're working for, but a good note. Here's a little secret: if you look on our Instagram and whoever posts a picture of us with another magician, we're probably working for him in some capacity. We can't say it, but it's probably a good assumption to make. So. If you're really curious, go through Instagram and kind of see some of the people we posted pictures with, and then you kind of get a good idea. So,
yeah, cool. So you guys have an interesting work dynamic, right? We have in Magic, we're known for having duos, like there's Siegfried and Roy, the Pendragons, Penn and Teller, and then we have the other brothers. How do you guys?
I don't know if we should be included in that list, but I'll take it. I don't think so, but.
How do you guys create together? How does that work out?
I think it's a lot of trust, is the big thing, because it's hard to create with people if you don't fully trust that person. For example, you might be jamming over dinner with some guy, but you're not going to tell him the beginning of a good idea because he might take it and run with it and create something cool.
And then
right?
It's his idea.
And it's his idea.
Even though it was your idea. So, yeah, that's something that we have is we don't have any secrets. In magic, a community based around secrets, we have no secrets.
No secrets to each other. So basically, even if one of us gets the inkling of an idea, yo, how could we make a glass vanish? And it's oh, well, it doesn't matter if he comes up with it or I come up with it. We're both going to benefit from the idea, whether it's for consulting or releasing or whatever. So it's just a big trust, being open, not being scared to protective of over any ideas with each other. So that helps a lot, I think.
Right, right. I'm sure you guys see each other's creations in stages too, when it's kind of the ugly baby and then it before it
Yeah.
grows into something else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we've been working together for what, like 5 years now
Yeah.
officially, and it's like we don't have any like each other's babies anymore because those have all been full grown or thrown away.
Right.
Um, but now we get to kind of see everything from day one, right? The first spark, and then it's shared with the other person, and then we're going together at it until it's done.
Yep. Jamming different methods, different ways to present it, different everything, and we see it from literally beginning to end, and it's amazing process and really fun. And then the best ones we get to show off to other people, and then everyone watching this video, that's what you see.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys, I from what I could figure out, did you have your first release in like 2015, 2016? Do you know exactly?
I think it was more like 2014 or 13,
14?
and that was actually separate. Actually, I did Unbound with Murphy's,
All right.
which was an impromptu invisible deck that ended up on their Black label. And then Daryl, we weren't partners yet. We were just friends hanging out, and he actually came and did a guest spot on that DVD, but we weren't the other brothers yet. We just met like maybe a few weeks before that. And we're jamming on stuff.
It was just two guys named Daryl on one DVD.
But not the other brothers yet. So that was then, and then we kind of started consulting for Shimshi, which took up like our full amount of time, and then finally we linked up with a magic company, Vanishing Ink, and Penguin, kind of around the same time, and then we started just releasing all the stuff we've been creating for the last like couple of years together.
Yeah, and you guys have a huge list. I mean, I think I was just going through different things on Penguin. I counted 15 tricks, no problem, and I'm sure I didn't even uncover everything.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how much you've done? How much you guys have created
No,
together?
we actually don't know the number.
Yeah.
We actually don't know the number, which is kind of bad. But I know a lot of people too. I think when creating magic, they're like, these guys are just creating magic to sell, and it's not really the case because we mostly create magic for other magicians. Consulting is like kind of our number one thing, and so we're always creating magic for that. And then some things are so good that we're like, oh, we should hold on to the rights to this so we can release it, you know. But people forget, I think, that literally our 10-hour day every day of the week, 6 days a week, is just creating magic. Like, not even doing anything else.
And
like,
not creating magic to sell, creating magic that's going to go on stage or go on
TV. Yeah. And that's literally 6 days a week. That's what we do. And even since then, we've hired a couple more people to handle some stuff. Like Nicholas Lawrence, who you guys know is like an amazing guy. We didn't even hire him. He's partner now in the company.
Yeah.
And so he's doing crazy stuff because you guys know, obviously know Penguin, how great he is, how visual stuff is. So that's something we lack, and he brings huge stuff too. And then
then we have some really amazing builders who, when we have some ideas, we can offload the actual, like, we'll build prototypes, but they get to build the final perfect, every detail accounted for thing.
And then even on top of that, we have our other partner, Maxwell, who's not a magician.
Yep.
And he's only in charge of like emails and phone calls and setting up things and booking gigs. And so we literally now at this point get to spend 10 hours a day just thinking about magic, which is amazing.
It's a dream.
We feel so lucky.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't for Maxwell, I promise you we wouldn't have been on this interview because we just can't keep it together. And Maxwell does all that for us in an amazing way.
Great. Cool. Well, with you guys working together so much, do you prefer to always work together? Do you spend time apart? Like,
no, maybe we work better separate, but we wouldn't know at this point.
And
cool.
lately it's been so busy. I think the only time we spend apart is when we need to sleep.
Yeah, it's been like we've been putting out crazy days. So he's like over 10 and leaving at 2 in the morning, and we're like, we'll see you in 8 hours.
Yeah.
So it's been a blast though. We actually don't know if we work better separately or not, but we like what we're doing. So
yeah. There's nothing more fun.
Yeah, you guys have created anything from like mentalism to super visual magic, and we know you mostly for like close-up stuff, but I'm sure you've done. I think for Shimshi, you did a lot of stage work. Do you have anything that you any styles or particular types of magic that you guys prefer to make, or that you feel like you do better than others?
What about you? I personally love the big stuff. So like all the big illusion stuff, the lighting, the choreography, the getting, the building, the welding, the putting everything together. And then we also challenge ourselves with big illusions where we don't ever want a box. Like we never want like a magic box. We always want like organic things. Like if you have to have a table, make it look like a workbench. It can't be like a black thing with metal striping and all this, you know, like we just don't want that. And so we put ourselves challenging that way. and that becomes a real challenge, and that's my personal favorite thing to do.
So to answer your question by sidestepping your question, definitely that's our strong suit is making these big stage illusions. But my favorite thing is when we do like psychological stuff where it's like when you learn the method, it's like, that's so sneaky and it's just so easy and it's just all like a different way of thinking. That really butters my biscuit. So that's what I like.
I think you really succeed at. Like actually, one of the really good trick that did really well on Penguin was Very Fair.
Mm-hmm.
And the base premise of that is so clever. And I can say that because I didn't come up with it at all. Daryl showed up when he's like, yo, check this out. And then we started jamming on it for about 6 months. And it came out to be a really cool thing. And it's one of those psychological methods that just, you're like, I can't believe that works. I can't believe it makes sense. I can't believe it works every time. And it's just like, that's the kind of stuff Daryl super excels at.
My favorite.
Yeah, awesome. The kind of thing where there's not really a gimmick. It's just the way that you're saying something, the way that you're doing. Yeah.
Or
just really clever mentalism principles as well. Like, that's what Daryl's really
using the way that people think against them.
Yeah.
Awesome. So for other magicians who are creating, lots of guys like to create their own stuff, whether it's just for a performance or to release as a trick. Do you guys have any tips on creating magic? I'm sure you're asked all the time. How do you be creative with magic?
So we talked about this a lot. We actually lectured about it at Magic Live, which was kind of cool. But the big thing is creativity is not like a magic like dust that you just like, you just become creative. Yeah, you can't just snort creativity and be creative. Like, not a thing. But it's mostly like it's very analytical. It's knowing as many things as you can learn, picking up as much magic as you can,
and learning as much outside of magic as you possibly can as well.
Yeah. So I think like a lot of people think that like once you become a high successful magician, you stop buying tricks from a place like Penguin, right? But to this day, like we might be some of your best customers. We're just constantly buying new stuff to learn. You know what I mean? Like we're trying to like soak in this information, and that's how you like develop creativity, by having all this and then making connections with the info you have. Another way, if you're really struggling, you want like a jump off point that's like, how do I be creative? You pick a plot in magic, anything. We can even walk you through a little bit, like bear. Okay, we said like, which is the ash on the spectator's arm, right? And so we looked at it and we said, yo, bear exists, or not bear doesn't exist yet, but ash on the arm exists. It's a great trick. People love it. What's missing from it? What would make it a perfect trick? Or what would take it to the next level? And then we said, oh, what if you did it on somebody else's arm? And you could reveal not a force, but something in real time. And we're like, yeah, that'd be cool, but it's impossible. So we sat on that for a year, just talking about it, like maybe there's something, and then finally we stumbled upon it and figured out the right prop for it, and it just kind of happens. But you set yourself that thing. What exists? What would make it better? And then how do I make it better based on the knowledge that I know? So it's more analytical than like a magic creativity thing.
Sounds like it's kind of like you kind of have a little bit of a back and forth as well, where you have a little bit of an idea, then you have an idea about a method. Then you go back to the idea and say, well, we got to tweak what is actually happening. And
exactly. So it's just very, very like, just have a goal. You can't just be like, I'm going to create a magic trick. It's like, today I'm going to sit in my room and I'm going to create a magic trick with a soda can. I'm going to look at all the trailers for all the soda can magic, look at all my old books, find everything to do with a soda can, and then create something new.
What's the Darwin Ortiz book called?
Strong Magic.
Designing Miracles.
Designing Miracles. But Strong Magic is him as well. Yeah, I'm a great author for many books, but yeah, the Designing Miracles is a really good resource, and it's something that got me thinking in a good way, I think, like knowing about the invisible compromise, and then exactly fitting it how you were saying, where you come up with the idea, then you go to a method, okay, but then this compromise, because magic isn't real, because there's something, right? So we've got to like figure out how we can tweak it. So then maybe you tweak the presentation, like you're saying, so that it works for the method, so that there can be that secret that's hidden, so that magic appears real.
Yeah, it's such a good book. Anybody who's looking at creating magic and presenting magic, both of those books are really awesome. But creating miracles, or designing miracles is so good, so good.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons that we're talking to the other brothers today with the Daryls is that you guys are going to appear with for Penguin at MAXX, right?
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah,
This is
absolutely.
our second one in Dallas. We did the first one in LA, which was amazing, and now we're going to Dallas.
Awesome. So, what are you guys looking forward to at the Dallas Max at Southwest? I think that's what we're calling it, Southwest Max. What are you guys looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to hanging and jamming with all the magicians. Like, this is a really fun group of people, and there's really big names all around that you can just walk around, ask to see a trick or show a trick. That's my favorite thing about MAXX.
And I was literally going to say the same thing because like we go to a lot of conventions throughout the year, but a lot of them are like either too big, too many people. People are kind of standoffish. But this was like just such a cool group of guys when we went to LA. Like it's just like people ready to jam, experts ready to teach. Everybody's hanging out late. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's included, and it's just one of the coolest environments we've seen for a convention, really.
Awesome, awesome. You guys will have a lecture on Friday along with like a Q&A or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there anything? Can you give us any hints of what you're going to teach or what you're going to go over?
So we actually we're gonna be doing hopefully a lot of these Penguin Maxes. Hopefully we'll be coming to a town, not just LA and Dallas, but all the next ones that they'll have us for, right? We already talked to a little bit about that, but what we did before LA is we created a special lecture just for the MAXX circuit. So it's stuff that you can't see at other conventions and stuff we're not performing at Magic Live or Blackpool or anything like that. It's about a half brand new lecture just for Penguin MAXX. And we're not going to give away any secrets of what's in it, but you guys are going to love it. Yeah, we got some new products that will be products in the future, but you're seeing like way the beginning stages. Also, we always do an experimental stage where we create a trick the week before. So about now, we're going to start talking about it, and then we're not going to practice it or perform it until we get on stage. So we'll start today probably, just start talking about ideas, and then go on stage in Dallas and just try it for the first time and see how it goes. And we always tell people this, and they always probably one of the highlights of our lectures for most people.
It's a really fun one because people get to watch us struggle, but they also get to see that process. And I think it's gone well, like more than 90% of the time. Yeah. So let's hope that streak keeps going.
Oh, here, Josh, I got an idea. You give us a premise.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Anything random. Anything, something crazy off the wall, like, doesn't matter. Like, it's like, I want a Hershey's bar to float and then burst into a bunch of little kisses. Don't make us do that one. That sounds hard. But something like that. Anything.
Let's see. I'm looking around. There's a light bulb here. Okay, and let's see.
Light bulbs.
Yeah, but it can't be a round light bulb. It's got to be the curly kind. You've got to have a way to break that. So because lots of the props out there, I hope I'm not spoiling anything, uses that like bulb of the light to hide something, right?
Right.
So a different way to like break that with your mind.
All right.
Got to be the curly thing.
All right. Deal.
I don't know if there's like health hazards and stuff because there's like gases in there.
We don't know about those. We don't care about those. Whatever. Mercury poisoning. Who cares?
Yeah.
So hopefully all goes as well. In Dallas, you will see us break a curly Q light bulb for Josh as our experimental thing.
Awesome. So, is there anything that you guys are looking forward to? I mean, there's some great lectures. Dan Harlan, Michael Weber. Who are you guys looking forward to seeing?
I mean, Dan Harlan's always a joy to watch. He's a super beast.
Yeah.
Michael Weber's cool. But yeah, Dan Harlan, I'm super excited for. Like, that's going to be a good one always. I mean,
such a smart dude, such a good thinker in magic. Like, anybody who wants to be creative should study him.
For real. Even getting to hang out with him just a little bit inside of Ohio, man, he just blew us away with how much knowledge he has too about like just everything that has existed before, and he's got like a library up there, which is amazing, and he's so cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So to wrap up, this is kind of like a big question, okay?
All right.
If you guys had you're ready? Okay.
I'm ready.
If you had a billboard that all of the magicians in the world could see, what would you write on it? What would you put? Besides go to MAXX, besides
right.
Yeah.
What would you tell everybody? And you can have something. We can have two billboards because there are two minds there.
It would just say, what would it say?
My billboard would say, "Don't overthink it and just do it." whatever it is, I don't care. That's something that I wish I saw on a billboard when I was younger. So don't overthink it, just do it, and then think about it later and fix it and make yourself better. But if you're not doing it, you're not doing it.
Okay, and then if I had one, it would say, if you're a professional magician, you need a consultant. No matter who you are, you need it. Like, if you think you don't, you need it the most. It's a long billboard, but it says all that.
Awesome.
Portrait mode.
Portrait mode. We'll do billboard portrait mode. Just says all of that, and then we'll include your quote at the end too.
All right, cool.
No, I've asked that question to a handful of magicians, and some of them, they'll have like a whole page that you got to read this, and that's what everybody needs to know. And then some people are like, yeah, just like 3 words or whatever. But yeah,
Right.
great. Those are great words of advice, and I totally agree. I think anybody who needs, I mean, any professional can be helped out with a consultant, with a director. You just need
Yep.
somebody to look through and see your act and things with new eyes,
100%.
and to help you out and create things.
Yeah,
And,
everything else in entertainment and the performing arts all have that, and it's like, yeah, obviously there's no dance show without a choreographer, and magic, it's almost like it doesn't go that way, but
Yeah, like
you need that, just like you need a choreographer for a dance show.
Yeah, or even like, Mariah Carey has a singing coach. She sees you know what I mean? Like, it's not like she's in a room just singing like, yep, that's good, and then goes out and shows the world, because usually it's not. You need somebody to be like, oh, you're missing this. And like, so even like Daryl says, it's weird, because in every art form, every entertainment form, you have that. But in magic, people are just like, oh, I learned a magic trick, like, and I'm gonna go do it on America's Got Talent now. And it's like, oh, you should probably let somebody see that before you go on stage in front of all these people. And so there's lots of different levels of consultants. There's some guys just starting out who are geniuses,
Mhm.
and there's the veterans. Who are like hard proven through the trenches, and then there's us, queen. So
yeah, absolutely. And then getting back to Daryl Williams, and your point, it's like I'm a huge fan of when you get to the swimming pool, you've got to jump in the water. You've just got to do it, right?
Yeah.
It's like ripping the Band-Aid off. And that, yeah, huge fan of that kind of thinking. Absolutely.
oh yeah. So when are we going swimming? When are we gonna hang out? When are we meeting you?
I know. We got to do something. I got to make it
the
to one of
MAXXes?
these maxes. I won't be to the Dallas one. I hope to I hope to attend one of these next
Great.
coming up. Yeah, but well,
Nope, me too.
yeah. Well, I'd like to thank you guys for joining us, and thank you for taking time out of your day and coming to us with your palm trees. It just,
Oh, yeah. Been in Vegas, man. Look at this.
I know we just got like another foot of snow here in Utah. It was ridiculous, but
We're hanging out.
Yeah, no, we're chilling in short sleeve and beautiful in Vegas.
awesome. Thanks so much, guys.
Okay. Okay. Look at our little crane guy. We're just gonna like, oh, sticks to the hand. Completely floats around the body. Go, go. All right, so then. Oh, that's exactly what he said. This is flash string.